So I want to take a minute to talk about codependency. And it's really a term that's been used, overused over the last, well, really only came to kind of into the zeitgeist only about 30 years ago or so. Late 80s, early 90s. I mean, it's been around since Alcoholics Anonymous started with Bill Wilson. His wife, Lois, started Al-Anon, and that, developed the movement of what this family part of the addiction is codependency. And it's gone on, Melody Beattie and Claudia Black and just a slew of other people that have really written seminal works on what codependency is and what it does. Melody, there's a lot of people that have written a lot of stuff on that. And basically now in the last few years, it's gotten to where it's like thrown around and it's good, it's not good, and whatever. The way I look at it is like this. Codependency means that, and I've shared this in a previous talk, is that it means that I am dependent. I am codependent. I'm dependent on you and your well-being, your state of mind and being. My well-being is dependent on that. And where we get confused on is where it's, sacrifice or connecting or just love and empathy means that I am concerned about your well-being. But my well-being's not dependent on it. And so this little statement came to me. Codependency is when our own well-being is dependent on everyone else being well. And truly, our significant others, our children, our parents, our family members, our colleagues, our bosses, our employees, our clients, our neighbors, our, whatever, throughout. Just keep going globally with it. And it's not that the opposite is don't care about anybody, and not caring about, what everybody is feeling or thinking or saying or doing. It's just that my own state of well-being cannot be dependent on it. When I'm dependent on it, if you're not okay, if you're not well, I'm not okay, I'm not well, that's going to keep me in this perpetual state of unwellness, And when I'm in a perpetual state of unwellness, then I am, at a state of dis-ease. And then the word disease, and create all kinds of stresses, anxieties, depressions, and autoimmune stuff could, be more prevalent and create. So, does that create this? Does that create that? That's not what I'm here to say. What I am here to say, though, is we absolutely can exacerbate all kinds of conditions when we are constantly in flux on making sure somebody else is okay, and we're not okay until they're okay. And that is what codependency is. And that's not just some kind, nice thing. I mean, it's something that we really can let it begin with me. And that's the slogan in Al-Anon that took from 25 years ago and keep using it every day. Let it begin with me. When I first heard that slogan, I'm like, well, no, not me. What about him? What about them? I mean, I didn't do anything. It's like a little kid. It wasn't me, it's them. True. Whatever the egregious nature of whatever that person did or didn't do, is doing or not doing, absolutely. It doesn't make that okay. It doesn't, say that, hey, it's all okay. I'm condoning that behavior. No. What it does is it says that whatever they're doing or not doing, what am I doing? And more than likely, if my okayness is dependent on whatever somebody else does or doesn't do, then my codependency will completely run my life. All day, all night. Won't sleep well, won't eat well, or sleep too much, eat too much, whatever. I mean, in every facet. So, what can I change about that? Well, the first thing is awareness. I become aware when my well-being is dependent on you being well. So, I need to shift that. I need to cut the dependency, the attachment to my well-being, being okay if you're being well, to I just care. I just have empathy. I have a show now called The Empath Hour, and really what the key to that, every episode really is for me, so that I can keep learning it and hopefully helping anybody else to learn it, is the separation between empathy and codependency. Because as an empath, I feel what you feel. I engage with it, whether I want to or not. It doesn't make me better or worse. It just is a scenario. By the way, we're all empathic. Some of us have a more inclination to be so. It can be a blessing or a curse. It's a blessing. That's why I'm sitting here helping people in any way, shape, or form. But the reality has also been very much a challenge, because if I don't take care of myself, if I don't have that care for me, and I'm only trying to make sure everybody else is okay all the time, and my well-being is dependent on it, then I'm in codependency. And trying to help people to go that are really empathic to move back into their empathy and their power, because empathy is completely empowering, and release the codependent desires, needs, and attachments. So when my well-being is dependent on you being well, I need to check myself and say, I still care about you and I need you to be okay, and I need to have some healthy boundaries and make sure that I'm okay too, and taking care of myself as well. So if you're interested in continuing your personal growth, like and subscribe for more.